All right, so before we get started programming these balls, what I want you to do is to make sure that they're all in their starting locations. And as we can see, they're not currently in their starting locations, right? They're like halfway into the base plate. So let's go ahead and grab all of them. So the first one is here, and then the last one is here, right? So if you click on the first one, hold down Shift, and then you click on the last one, it'll select all of them. And then if we have move selected, then we can raise them all to the height that we want them to start at, which I think that's about right? So yeah, I think that's about right. And then they could all start dropping randomly. Right? Okay, so another thing I want to do before we get started is separate our parts into different folders so that we can organize them. Okay, so the way that I organize it, like, is this ladder portion would be part 1 of the first level, right? And then this ball portion would be part 2 of the first level. Then we had the what is it, the tight diagonal line that you had to walk through, like and not touch the walls. That would be the third part of the first level. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and so we can organize all of our parts here, because if we don't do that, then over here in our workspace there'll be like a million parts, and we won't know which part goes with which portion of our game, right? So if you right click workspace, you go to insert object, and then you go to folder, then we can add a folder. You're gonna click it twice with some space in between clicks so that we can rename it. Alternatively, you can right click and say rename, right? And I'm going to rename this level _1_1, right? So this is the first part of level 1, and that's from here to here. So if I click here and I click to here, I believe that's all of level 1. Okay, that's all of level 1. So I can go ahead and grab it, make sure my cursor is on top of the folder when I let go of the mouse, and now all of those parts are inside of this folder, level 1, right? So I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to right click, insert object, folder, and this guy here I'm going to name level 1, 2. And I'm going to do the same thing with the balls and also this little plate here, right? So I'm going to do that. I'll drag it, make sure my cursor's over it, and now all of these parts are inside of level 1, 2. Okay, so that's that, and now everything's organized and we're ready to script. I guess we can go ahead and start scripting now. Okay, and so since we have the same code in all of these different objects, I'm going to do the same thing that we did with these portions here, right? Which is create a module script so that it will they will all use the same function. So if I want to change something in how these balls behave, maybe I want them to go up and down faster, maybe I want them to change their behavior, like meaning they stay down for a longer time or they stay up for a longer time. I won't have to do it in every single one of these parts scripts. I could just go to the module script and make a change there, and it will affect all of the parts, right? So let's go ahead and go into module script, and again, this is going to be where all the functions are going to be that are going to be used throughout our game. So let's come over here and we'll type in function module dot rise fall is what I'm going to call it. In here we're going to call it part, because this rise fall function is going to be the function that's going to run when the player touches the ball. Okay, so let's come over here and let's say part.touched connect module.lava touch. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. So what we're going to do here is in our part, we're going to run this right away. Okay, in all of our parts here. We're going to run this code right away. And what is this code going to do? It's going to start the listening event for if the ball has been touched. And if it is touched, then it's going to run this, causing the humanoid or the player's health to be set to 0. But also, in addition to that, we're also going to have code here that is going to make them rise and fall. Okay, so why don't we set it like that? Leave it the way it is here, and then let's write code for that first one, the first ball, so we could test it. It's this guy here. So I can right-click. I could say insert object, insert a script, and over here in this script, I am going to say local module equals require, and this is the same code that we had in the other script. So you can copy and paste it if you'd like. The module script, and then I'm going to say local ball equals script.parent, and then again I want to run that function in the module rise fall right away, and I'm going to pass it the ball. Okay, so then it's going to, when I first load the game, it's going to find this script and it's going to run it. It's going to connect to the module. It's going to run the module's rise fall, passing it the ball. The module script is going to take in the ball, and it's going to set a listening event to see if anything touches it, and if something does touch it, then it's going to check if it's the player and set his health to 0. Right? So let's go ahead and see if that works, and the only way we could test it is if we're able to jump up and touch that ball. Right? So, ooh, I did not anchor the balls. Did you see that? They all fell down. So let's come back and anchor all of these parts, highlight all of them, go to anchor. We do want to set collisions to be on, and I think that's about it. Okay, right here, I guess to make life easier, we can also give ourselves a little, oh, I'm sorry, no, we already are spawning from this location here. Oh no, we're not. Okay, so let me open up here and we can go ahead and test this out. And I might need to move that first ball down a bit because I won't be able to touch it if I jump, but I don't know if I can touch it. There you go. Okay, so it works, right? So go ahead and add that same connection to all of these balls to the module script, and then we'll move on to the next part of this.